Hi, Wolverines. I'm Mrs. Henderson, and I just want to take a few minutes to talk with you about school supplies that you need for this year, the use of backpacks and lockers, some of the social distancing guidelines, as well as scheduling considerations for returning face to face. Let's talk a little bit about school supplies. So, of course, you're going to need traditional supplies such as paper, pencils, pens, any notebooks that you like to use. One thing to keep in mind this year is that we are not able to use communal supplies, meaning teachers don't have just cups full of pens or pencils sitting on their desk that they can loan you anymore. So please make sure every day that you have those supplies as you come to school. You'll also want to have a calculator, preferably a graphing calculator for your math and your science classes. This year too, if you're not in the habit of going ahead and carrying a water bottle with you, we'd recommend that you go ahead and bring a water bottle as our traditional water fountains are going to be turned off. You will be able to refill your water bottles at water bottle refilling stations, but you won't have the opportunity to just visit the water fountain as in years past. The other thing is we're going to ask you, even though you are attending school face to face, we're going to ask that you bring a device with you every day to campus. This can be a Chromebook, a laptop, a tablet, something that you're still able to access Canvas or any digital tools that your teacher so far has introduced you to. Along with that, please make sure that you bring headphones or earbuds so that you're able to listen to whatever the videos are or the instruction is without distracting your peers. If you don't have a device that you're able to bring with you to campus every day, you can request a school-issued device. You can scan the QR code that's on the screen, or you can type in the bit.ly address that's on the bottom of the screen. Please make sure that this form is completed for every student who's in need of a device in a household. Speaking of bringing devices, you know that we have a bring your own device policy at Wakeland. Some teachers ask for you to put your device, such as your cell phone, in like an organizer on the wall or something like that. This year, we're going to ask for you to keep your cell phones on you because we are going to have you using e-hall pass to move around the building. So at any point that you're out of the classroom, a teacher who's on hall duty may ask to see your pass to make sure that you are allowed to be out during that time and to make sure that we're maintaining the amount of people that are necessary to be in a restroom at a time. So please make sure that you pay attention to what your teacher asks you to do with your cell phones during class. They still need to not be a distraction other than if you're using them to access Canvas or to do any of the materials that your teacher is asking you to do. More than likely, your teacher is just going to ask you to keep your cell phone face down on your desk so it's not a distraction, but it's there and accessible if you need to use it for class or for an e-hall pass. We will not be issuing lockers this year, so all the supplies that we've talked about so far are going to need to be carried with you from class to class, or you're going to need to carry a backpack or some type of a bag to be able to carry your materials. If you are a band student or orchestra or athletics, please see your directors or your coaches about what to do with your instruments or any athletic supplies or equipment. We have created social distancing guidelines for this school year in order to help make sure we keep everyone as safe as possible. So we've talked about some ways in which we're going to arrive to campus in the morning and socially distance in the cafeteria or in your classrooms. Talked about how we're going to dismiss and stagger those dismissals. In classrooms, class sizes have been lowered as much as possible so that the desks can be spread out as much as possible in your classrooms. In the cafeteria, we've talked about how you are going to get a chance to sit with your peers and find a spot where you guys can sit, but then we're going to ask for you to stay in that spot so that we're able to do contact tracing if necessary and keep you as separated as possible. In the hallways, we've also talked about traffic patterns that we've established, making sure that we space out as much as possible. So these are some campus procedures that we've created, and we ask you to do your part as well. So during those times like arrival, dismissal, or moving between classes, we ask for you to maintain your space between each other as much as possible. That means we can't gather up in one location and chat in between classes or hang out in a certain area after school is released. We need to keep moving out of the building or keep moving towards our classes, keeping as close to 6 feet distance between you as possible. Now, in terms of scheduling, you may know that scheduling was quite a challenge this year as we were accommodating not only all of you who are attending campus face-to-face in your classes, but also your classmates who chose to attend their classes virtually. So in order to do that, your counselors worked very, very hard to give you the schedule that you put together in the spring and outlined what you would like to take, including your electives. But in some cases, alternative electives had to be chosen and are used. All of our classes right now are at our maximum capacity, so we are not honoring any schedule change requests. Counselors worked very hard to clear up any mistakes that might have been on schedules, but at this point, the classes that you're scheduled in are the classes that you will be in for the duration of the year. And I encourage you, if you're in a class that maybe you didn't request, embrace it. You may learn something new. You may have thought that it wasn't something that you're interested in, and you find a new interest this year. So let's all look for the positive in that. Also, dropping classes or trying to add more classes are not going to be able to be accommodated at this point. If you are in a pre-AP or AP class, we will still have our normal drop process that occurs at the 6 weeks, and we'll give you more information about that as we get closer to that time period. With regards to your counselors, please make sure that you follow the process that they've outlined to meet with them, to ask them questions that you may have about your schedule or about other things as well. The way that the counselors would ask for you to request to see them is clicking on the links below their names on the school website. So if you go to the Wakeland High School website, click on the tab that says Meet Your Counselors, you'll find all of the counselors' information and link to sign up to see them there. Your counselors will be happy to Zoom meet with you or email responses back with you, but just know that they're going to respond to you in the order in which those responses come to them. So please only email or complete the form one time. We're so excited to have you back on campus and can't wait to have a great year.